There are a lot of people or things people inherit from their parents and past generations, including sexual shame and guilt. Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored, digital creator Emilio Cucci, sex expert and kinkologist Lady McCallum, and spiritual coach Goddess Jessie. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. So, Lady McCallum, have you encountered people who come from a family where no one talks about sex, and as a result they become, in some instances, prudes?
Oh yeah, so I work with, doing a lot of kink counseling and a lot of intimacy coaching. I work with so many couples and individuals that have so much repressed shame over their own, I guess, over their own pleasure. So it's definitely something that's inherent in most people, especially in America. Like, I have friends that are in different countries that don't have the same thing, but we are super oppressed in America as far as sexuality goes.
And of course, from your perspective, you're probably the freest person I know.
Yeah. I'm like, that's okay. That's saying a lot.
So how do you make people break that generational curse?
I mean,
because it's hard. It's something you grew up with. It's ingrained in you.
It's
you just can't let it go.
It's society too. Society tells you that you shouldn't have your own pleasure, especially women. Women and femmes are the worst, right? But men are also like a victim to patriarchy because they're forced to be like macho, and they also don't want to explore the other side of their sexuality. So, like, everybody's getting it from both sides, right? Like, both sides.
No one benefits from patriarchy.
No one.
Right.
And as far as families go, everybody expects you to just be a good girl or a good boy and not talk about things that you want, especially when it's sexual pleasure. And that's something that you really do get taught from your family, from religion, from America, just from anything in general. And it's just so hard for everybody else. And I try to, like, break it out of them, right? It takes sessions. It takes the work. It takes them being able to be vulnerable with themselves and with me and with their partner if they have one. Now, does it happen overnight? No, it's never going to. There's trauma. Like, even if you haven't had any kind of violent trauma, you always have societal trauma, no matter what you do. So it just takes the work, right? It just takes the work. Whether you want to open up and have, like, the best orgasms of your life, that's up to you.
I do, for sure.
And Goddess Jessie, would you say religion plays a major role in that being the main mitigating factor for many people out there?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say, is that I have people that come to me at the Sweet Love Sanctuary, and they are literally told that they were taught, if I touch myself, I'm going to go to hell. Or if I have any thoughts, not even just the act of it, but any thoughts of anything sexual, then something bad is going to happen to them. And so to ingrain that into someone who is a child or up-and-coming teenager or someone that's coming into puberty, those are imprinting moments, and those moments stay with adults all the way through. You know, I have people that come to me even in their 50s or their 60s now that want to understand, why do I still feel like this? I've tried to pray it away, I've tried to all these things, and there's nothing that I can do. And I tell them, you cannot fight your natural self. And I think that the biggest thing that fixes that is having a safe space. When people feel safe, then they, you know, open up to their authentic self. So those are spaces that I try to create in my coaching for women and men alike, to be able to really explore their full range of their pleasure in a safe space where they know they're not going to be abused, they're not going to be taken advantage of, and they know that they're not going to be, like, disenfranchised or pushed out to the side for simply stating their truth. I tell them, you're probably more going to be accepted by your religion or whatever for being your true self than being something that someone told you were supposed to be, and you're unhappy and you're miserable and you're even less safe, because that's where you're going to see where people are going to be more abused, when they have less education and they have less access to know, this is what pleasure is supposed to feel like to me, and this is scientifically in anatomy. Anatomy, what, you know, what happens, versus someone just saying don't do it. And then if someone who is an abuser or a predator does it, then it creates even more shame, because there's shame around even being, you know, a victim that is inside of religion, that if that happened to you, somehow that's your fault. Right? So, you know, we do a lot of work at the sanctuary to break those conditionings and to have people, you know, really stand in their truth, and it's been a life-changing experience for a lot of people.
And Emilio, let's talk to you. What about your journey? Did you ever have to struggle with whatever you've learned from tradition, or where do you stand now?
So actually, with them speaking, it kind of made me think of something. I never really connected the dots between, like, sexual shame and, like, down low men.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
as soon as y'all started speaking, I was like,
100%.
Wait a minute. Like, I feel like that is why there are so many
Yeah, because they're going to
men.
get their whole lives ripped from them for admitting that they love whatever that they love, even though they still may love women, want children,
All
families,
sides.
and everything.
Getting the shame from
but they
all
want,
sides.
And they want sex from all sides, too.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But in society, we tell people you're either straight or you're gay, and that's it. And there's just so many spectrums of pleasure and love and intimacy, like, but everybody just shames everybody for everything, and even though they're usually the ones doing it on the down low.
Yeah, I would say it's always usually the ones that are saying no, 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 don't, that are the leaders.
They be on the apps.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, do you know how many pastors I have spanked? Okay, listen.
And I'm a
putting the
pastor.
pastor business out there, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like, we could talk afterwards. You too, baby.
Well, we want to thank you all for joining us here. Another great conversation from you all here on The Factor Uncensored. And, of course, when we continue this conversation after the break, don't go anywhere. Continue our conversation about sexual shame. Our guests are back here. Emilio, we were last talking to you. And, of course, what has been your journey, and did it take work to get there?
You know, I will say, growing up, I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, deep I could get, you know, but...
It's The Factor Uncensored.
Let me adjust things. Let me get So, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, like during puberty and all that, like when I would, you know, boom, boom, bam, I would feel like as soon as I would feel like shameful about it, like immediate shame. And like low-key sometimes, like now I still feel that. I don't feel completely like comfortable like having an orgasm unless I'm with someone like I love. And I don't know why like that is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that comes from just like the things that we don't even know that we is okay. You know, and like, so I work with people in that, in like intimacy coaching and pleasure coaching to get into a place of comfortability, not just in doing the act like with someone, but even just on your own. And like, you are going to be the safest place for you. And I know for me growing up, you know, the men in the family hugged each other, they kissed each other, they told each other they loved each other. So I know that I came into a different place where intimacy between men wasn't even necessarily something that was totally sexual, it was just love. So I know, like, for me, just having that one little thing changed just my mindset around loving another person. And so a lot of times we are held back from that. Our parents were not told that they loved each other. They weren't told anything about sex or sexuality. And so then that's passed down to you, even in just no communication at all, and that does make an effect.
Culture. It's Puritan culture in America.
For sure.
I mean, even like you were talking about earlier about the slavery thing, like there's so much ingrained trauma and stress and just all this crazy stuff around orgasms. Like you even say the word orgasm and people are kind of like, oh my God. Oh wait, what did you say orgasm? And this is 2023. Why are we still worried about a woman or a man's orgasm or anyone's orgasm? Like everyone should have an orgasm a day, and everybody should talk about having an orgasm every day.
Lady McCallum, for those who are looking to take that journey to drop that guilt that they have when it's related to shame, what advice would you give them to start their journey?
Honestly, just find out what you personally believe your pleasure is. Like, she's more of the sensual side, right? And I'm more of the like the dominant hard side. And that's two completely sides of the same coin, right? So I think that what you need to do as a person, I don't care if you're gay, straight, non-binary, cis, I don't care what you are, okay? But you need to find out what turns you on. I don't care if it's something very vanilla. I don't care if it's something all the way to the extreme kink spectrum like I do. But at the same time, you have to discover your own orgasm, your own pleasure, your own self-love as far as sex goes. Because if you don't do that, you're stunting your own life. You're stunting your own growth as a person, as a human being, as a spiritual, as a anything. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, your pleasure, it releases chemicals in your brain that will make you happy. It will stave off depression. It will stave off anxiety. There's so much things that orgasms give you that if you don't know how to give yourself an orgasm or what pleasures you, what are you doing?
And really quick, Goddess Jessie, for those who may be in a relationship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you, and you're thinking, okay, here's my true pleasure. I may run these people off with that. So how do you deal with that if you're thinking you're going to scare your significant other away?
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, that's where you probably get with a professional. Get with someone like myself or a lady who, you know, we have certain tools, we have exercises, we have activities.
But you bring both in.
Yeah, you bring both. Well, and it depends, because no situation is the same.
Right.
It's like the wind; it never blows the same way twice. And so everyone's pleasure is just like the same way.
Or the rain. It never gets everybody wet the same way.
Right. You know, it's like a fingerprint. So I may bring in the wife to have her own, you know, individual conversation, and you may have to bring in the man, and then you bring them together and you create a safe space for them to speak their truths. So really, it's just we don't have the tools, and so call in a, you know, spirituality coach, call in an intimacy coach, call in a sexuality coach that we're trained in these things to, you know, lay it all out for you and let you, you know, pick from the menu of pleasure.
The menu of pleasure, baby.
You like that?
That's beautiful.
I can see them opening a practice.
No, we're going to talk together, okay?
Listen,
she's going to be the gentle, I'm going to be the hammer, okay? So you can be the Madonna.
Oh, okay.
The Madonna and the whore.
What would be your advice if you have a significant other and you don't want to scare them away with who you truly are?
I mean, I don't care. I tell everybody out front, I'm crazy, okay? I want to whip you, beat you. If you don't like that, then you're not the one for me, okay? And that's fine.
But let's talk to someone who is sexually repressed.
So somebody who's sexually repressed is going to be terrified to open up that part of themselves to their partner. Usually when I work with people that are alone, that's the first question they ask. They ask me, like, how am I going to tell my future partner that I meet that I like being peed on? You know, things like that. That people are like, oh, gross. But that's their biggest kink. That's their biggest fetish. Like, how are they going to not include that in a disclosure with their future partner that they want to build a life with, right? And it's so much shame, and it's the same thing. You just have to work through it. Now, should you hide that part of yourself from your partner? No, you never should, but everybody does. Unfortunately, most people hide the darkest parts of themselves that they think is wrong because they think somebody's going to be scared off. Now, what if you find somebody who is just like you and just as freaky as you, or just as vanilla as you and just likes cuddling? I mean, there's so many people out there. There's billions of people in the world. Why are you going to limit yourself and hide the darkest, most pleasurable, most kinky, most sensual parts of yourself from your partner? Why? That's supposed to be your life partner.
Right.
So you just got to talk to them.
There is a resource, I'm sure you know about it, called bdsmtest.org. So you can take the
100% master daddy here.
And you just get your results and you just share it with your partner. And you never know. Usually you might have a puzzle piece and you'll be really surprised where the pleasures meet up.
I got another piece right here.
Listen, we're going to send it to you.
We'll be back.
Send the link.